Hey guys, it's me, J Daddy, here with, I guess, a video. I don't really know at this point. We've been streaming for a lot, and I know that's probably not the content y'all necessarily want, and you're probably looking to get some DS content up in here, but I'm just gonna give a video on the discussion on the state of DS, right? DS isn't dying, necessarily, right? People say that it has been, right? But people have been saying that for years, right? And at the 6 o'clock in the morning, CT time for me, right? And there's still 600 players, right? The game's not necessarily dying, right? The problem is that we're facing as a community. The game isn't getting updated, and it won't get updated until either DA dies, right? And not saying that it will, but it hasn't shown. Of course, it's in the beta, right? It hasn't become the DS killer that I'm sure most of the people in the community want it to be, and there's still a ton of players on DS on a constant basis. There's at least 1,000 players each day, right? And the thing is, right? The game has, personally, for me and for the Dino Inc., people gotten a little stale, right? Played it a little bit too much, so we took a long break. And, we'll probably take breaks in between every so often, right? I'll try and keep on to it, right? And, as the Dino Inc. team gets older, we have to continue into our lives, and Dinosaur Incorporated isn't really a money-making channel. It never has been, and it probably never will be a money-making channel, right? Does that mean I'm gonna stop? No, y'all can still expect uploads at some point, because I know some of y'all are actually here, watch the channel, right? And thing is, we haven't been pumping DS content out, right? And we've kind of just been doing our own thing. Because DS isn't getting updated, right? A lot of the bugs that we have are still in this game. A lot of changes that we didn't necessarily want, like the egg glitching. Like egg glitching is awesome. Like, I felt like it added a layer to the PvP system of the game, whether it was a glitch or not. It wasn't really my concern, right? But like, we have been waiting for Dinosaur for several months. And I understand Chicken's a busy guy. I get that, right? I'm not gonna, try to patronize him. Like, I honestly, like, this game, like, obviously would not be the same without Chicken Engineer, right? He's the one who coded the damn thing, right? And he won't let anyone else code the game, right? Which brings me to another point, right? If Chicken's through with Dinosaur Simulator, and he might not be, but this is like what I've been thinking, is that he's trying to move on to other things, i.e. Dinosaur Arcade, a game that he likes more, and a game that the community's not so toxic and up his butt about like every small thing constantly, him constantly getting patronized, by the community, constantly, torches and pitchforks at him every update, right? And I can't say that I'm not guilty of this kind of action, because of course I am, right? Like, I bandwagon it with everyone else, right? So I think honestly at this point, I I feel like Chicken wants to kill the game, which, understandable. You're done with it. You don't really want to mess with it anymore, right? Cool, I get it. But for us players, right, my ideal situation would be if Chicken's done with it, right, like, sell it to someone or give it to someone. Like, you don't have to, like, this is just a suggestion, right? Give it to someone else so that they can, continue the game, and, the community can continue, because the community isn't necessarily dead, right? Personally, I haven't had very much contact with the community, because I'm still banned because, you know, I was being an idiot in the Discord and posting, you know, not very fun memes. Nothing too terrible, just some bad, some stuff that was clearly against the rules. Just me overall being an idiot. But I haven't been able to communicate with the community at all, personally. So I can't give you a real gauge on where we're at. But for everyone who says the game's dying, it's not. Like, it's been like this. The game's gone several months without, you know, getting any updates, right? It's honestly gone for, like, at least, like, 6 months at a time without a single update, right? And it was fine. You know, and I'm just, you know, waiting, right? I'll wait for as long as, you know, we need, but like, I kind of want the new stuff, right? Like, what Dinosaur needs is it needs content that will keep us going, right? You know, and, you know, I'm still waiting on the being able to switch the map on private servers. And honestly, like, I'm just kind of waiting for, you know, a different map. Because personally, I don't really like this map. It's not my favorite. That's why I want to be able to switch the private servers in my, you know, and like switch the maps in my private servers, because I don't like this map. I'd rather be on a different map. You know, bring back some old maps, you know, into the map lists, you know, right? Which might take a lot of work because you gotta code all that kind of stuff, right? Which is not the most fun, I'm sure, because for people in the community who don't know, coding isn't easy, right? So, you know, cut some chicken some slack, and, you know, everyone has their own lives, right? So, really, this video is more just a ramble, just kind of rambling on about a bunch of stuff, you know, just trying to get a gauge on everything. Not really scripted. I mean, I don't really ever script videos, but we're gonna try and get a Meta Mysteries out, right? We would love to see some members from our personal Dinosaur Incorporated community, you know, hop in with us for like videos and stuff, you know, help record, you know, Meta Mysteries and stuff, because the Discord is always open, right? A lot of times we're in the Discord. I'm gonna try and be more available in the Discord, right? Especially since I've stopped playing other games and really have nothing to do again, right? And, you know I promised and said that I would be back, right? I didn't necessarily lie. I just have really bad ADHD. So if something piques my interest, right, I could, you know, look away from other things. You know, not trying to give an excuse to you guys, because I'm sure you probably just don't care and just want to see Dinosaur Simulator stuff. But yeah, that's just kind of a small explanation on why I'm disappearing, you know, and why you haven't seen me even in the stream. Sometimes I'm just not there, but just doing other things because I'm just bored. You know, my interests are in other places at the moment, right? So I don't think I'm gonna keep myself to a specific schedule, because I never can, right? It's impossible for me to, right? And especially with, you know, everyone's schedules being different and being in different time zones, it can be kind of difficult to set up times for us to record and, you know, stream. And not everyone wants to record stuff. Not everyone wants to stream stuff at the time. It just depends on how everyone's feeling, because we are, you know, human. But you know, I don't know. Like, I don't hate Dinosaur Kid. I don't hate the game. It's not the worst. It's not my style of game. I don't really care for what it looks like. I don't really care for how it plays. I don't really care for the combat system, right? The fossil system's kind of interesting, right? Kind of tedious, right? I mean, granted, Dino Sim is pretty tedious as well. But like, if you come to look, right, we've been needing a Dinosuchus remodel for so long, right? And if I were, let me just go into Discord real quick, right? If I can find. And so, we have, Dinosuchus, right? This old model that hasn't been remodeled at all. And, Black is nice. It's not supposed to be Dinosuchus's remodel, right? It's what we have right now, but like Trashy made a model, right? Like I'm pretty sure the model's supposed to be finished by now, right? And if I go back, right, let me just switch it over real quick, right? I'm not in the Dinosaur Simulator Discord anymore, right? We already have these two, like those, right? They're nice. We still don't have, I think this is Movie Moza, right? We don't have Holoraptor, right? Which was promised a long time ago, right? And I understand the rigging problems and everything and having to remake the thing. I get it. I understand that. We have all these Elsmozas, right? A lot of people still use Draco, right? Draco's probably the best one. Spino, I love that Spino. The Spino's great. All these reworks, right? We have Deep Sea Mega. We have all the plushes, right? We have all of these reworks, which I don't understand why we're reworking everything. Right? I don't understand it. Right? We got all the Rexes. We got Puru, which Puru was great. Kaiju Soar Poseidon, we got that. Coelophysis, right? And there is a finished version of one of the skins for the Dinosuchus on February 12th, 2021. Okay, February 12th, 2021, mind you, right? Today of this recording, it is August 4th, 2021, right? So if I figure out when was February, so February 12th from today, that was 173 days, right? That was almost almost 6 months ago that we got a teaser of a finished Dinosuchus, right? And that's a skin, right? We got Dinosuchus was started how long ago? There's another one, right? February 7th, right? Right? And there we go. There's all the Dinosuchus stuff, right? Finished. There's all the Dinosuchus stuff. Finished Dinosuchus, mind you, right? Like, this is some, like done, right? Right? I understand rigging and all that kind of stuff, but rigging and animating does not take 6 months. I could learn how to rig and animate in 6 months. I could learn how to do it probably as good as I could probably learn how to rig and model as good as Sleepy in 6 months, right? 6 months is a long time. Alright, guys? Like, that is it. It is not a small amount of time. Right? And I understand they were working on Dinosaur Arcade and everything. Right? But my mindset is like, we've been waiting for this, right? And I'm not trying to like shy away from like all this other stuff that we were getting at the time, like the Tusatoothus, the Winter Map, right? The Shasta, right? Like we got a lot of stuff, right? Don't get me wrong, like we did get a lot of things, right? Like, just like look at these lists, right? Right, and thanks to servers for like all those stat revisits and stuff. You know, not my favorite, but still, right? We got a lot of things, right? Most of the things in here are actually in the game now, right? Few, far in between, right, aren't in the game, right? You know, some of these things aren't official. You know, I might just be complaining, right? But honestly, I just want Dinosaur, man. And I'm sure a lot of the rest of the community wants it as well, right? And you know, I'm not trying to be harsh on the devs because I know they work hard on these games, right? But like, don't get me wrong, I love Black I have since I saw it. Like, it is a beautiful, beautiful model, right? But it's not Dinosaur, right? We've been waiting, right, for, you know, a long while. Like, I don't know. I just feel like they've focused all of their attention on Dinosaur Arcade, and they're kind of trying to leave us in the dust. Which, I mean, Chicken's free to do whatever he wants. He's fully allowed to do that if he wants to, right? If he wants to do that, it's his game, right? I can't stop him, right? It's his choices, right? He owns the domain, he owns the models, he owns the source code, he owns everything. I am simply just an onlooker, right? I'm a player from the player base. I just am wanting something out of this, right? And I mean, these trees could use remodel as well. Just to be a little bit, you know, I'm pointing some stuff out. Like, these trees really need a remodel. I think I'd probably be more happy if the tree. You can ask the Dino 8 team. I'd be more happy if the trees got a remodel, but still want Dinosaur. And I don't want, like, as maybe other people, you know, were like that. It's Dinosim's time and whatnot. Personally, I don't want Dinosim to die. Right? I don't think it should. It's been out for, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8, however many years. 2015 to 2021, right? 6 years, right? And it's not a bad game. Is it lacking in a few places? Like, I would love to see, like, fish that actually move, right? They don't have to be smart, they just gotta move, right? And, you know, some tweaking with the AI, right? And now I'm getting into more, like, stuff that's, like, a little far, you know, like an if-even kind of situation, right? I understand the code's old and updating it can kind of be a hassle. And honestly, as a veteran of this game who has, you know, and I'm more poor than some rich people would consider me poor, right? You know, I got 2 G barrels, I got 2 megas, and I got an albino, right? I got AV, I got all AV skins, I have most albino skins, I got most mega skins, right? I have a lot of things in this game. I've played as most things in this game, right? I know how the game has felt over years. I have an innate understanding of it. But I would be okay with a recode, right? At this point, right? And you know, they don't have to like turn this version of DS off. They just got to make a second recoded version. And I know that is a ton of work to ask for, right? And I'm not necessarily asking. This is kind of me just blurting dreams out of my head, right? You know, a dream of mine would be, you know, for Dinosim to, you know, get a recode, right? Fix the trees, get all the models up to date, scientifically accurate, keep the combat system, have a range system that I actually enjoy, right? And, you know, more dream, just like, I understand some of my, you know, what I want is out of the books, right? I want an Orcus Bino. I'm never getting it. I want it so bad. Please, my bad. Right. I understand that what I'm saying is a little bit far-fetched, and everything I'm saying, I'm not a Dinosim dev, right? A lot of people get confused by that. I am not affiliated with Dinosim or any other products. I'm simply just someone who enjoys the game. And some people misunderstand. Like, I have DMs on Discord asking me if Albino's gonna get a remodel, and that's another thing. Like, I gotta go here. Let me check. When was the last time we got something about Albino's remodel? The last time we got something about Albino Terror was pre-Kaiju Giraffe, right? And this is more recent. This isn't like when it started. This was like, you know, after that head in the background was complete, right? And Kaiju Giraffe was getting in concept, right? January 11th was the last time we, or at least I, right? If I get any of this information wrong, please let me know down in the comments, right? You know, and I'll correct myself. But January 11th, last time we got anything about Albino Terror's remodel, right? And, you know, not to, you know, crap on Super Knob's model of Albino Terror, right? Body-wise, looks great. Head-wise, looks terrible, right? That head was originally for Kaiju Soar Poseidon. It was going to be a Hydra head, right? That it wasn't necessarily for Kaiju Soar Poseidon, but it was kind of going to be for Kaiju Soar Poseidon. Right? Model, it's a great model, right? But it's not what most people want, right? It's not bad, right? That's why you add it to the list of classics, right? Speaking of which, we still need to have our V3 classic model in here, because almost everyone I know loves V3. Right, bring back the old wars and stuff, whatever. Right, but that head, right, literally, all I want Surf to do is take that head off of that model and replace it with V5's head. That's all you have to do. I will personally be satisfied. I can't tell you what the community will say. Right, I don't care about the crocodile spines in the back, whatever. You know, right? The head changes, I'm cool with it. Right? That's one of the main reasons I don't like Albino, is because its head looks like Gab. And I don't like it, right? And I know I'm blaming on what I don't like, but people have been complaining about it for years, and I'm sure that the devs are sick and tired of hearing about it. And I'm sure most of my video won't actually reach out to them. Right? Which is fine. Right? But like, I revisit this game because, to be honest with you, I absolutely love this game. Right? I would not be sitting here, you know, months after we don't get updates if I did not care about this game. If I didn't care, I wouldn't be saying this kind of stuff. And I'm gonna need some of y'all to realize that I don't hate Dinosaur, right? Honestly, I want it to improve. I want it to be better. Right? We could, you know, get a spike in players, you know, because whenever, you know, Spino and all those things, like, I swear, like, I've seen Dinosaur 5K, 10K, right? 10Ks might be cutting it, but I've seen 5K. Like, it's gotten there before, right? It's just, it hasn't been there in, like, years, right? You know, 1K a day, 800, you know, whatever, right? It still looks great, right? Like, it's not dying. It has potential to stay alive. We just need the devs to work on it, right? And like I was saying, you know, give the game to somebody else, right? If you really don't want to work on it, right? As much as I know Chicken hates, you know, other people having his code, right? Give someone else, you know, a chance to revive the game, right? Because I know there are tons of people out there that don't want to see this game, you know, going to the crapshoot, right? Being a game of the past, right? You know, and I know, like, games like Creature's Scenario, is one of, like, Dinosaur has been the top creature game for so long, right? Creature Scenario is still pretty new in the grand scheme of, you know, Roblox games, right? And they beat Dinosaur. They are above Dinosaur. They get a consistent 10k players every single day. Even I play Creatures in Scenario. It's not a bad game, right? But, you know, Dino still outperforms, you know, Amalgamation Island, you know, Ancient Earth, right? You know, Prior Extinction, whatever games you want to call it, right? Most creature games, Dinosaur still beats them, right? With a consistent 1k players, right? So this game, you know, it's still near the top, right? It's maybe not number 1, maybe not number 2, but it's definitely like number 3 or number 4, right? And who knows, maybe when DA gets, you know, a full release, right, it'll become, you know, number 1, right? Or, you know, it'll, you know, take the final killing blow to Dinosaur or something. Hope it doesn't, right? But if it does, not really much I can do about it. So, pretty much to conclude this video, my points are, you know, if you wanna skip to the end, get a TDLR or whatever it's called. Too long didn't read, right? My point is, right, we want our remodels, right? Just, you know, add the things you said you were gonna add, you know, and I will mostly stop complaining. I will never stop complaining, nor will anyone else in the DS community. Right, I understand we're a toxic fan base. That's one of the reasons why Chicken left. You know, another point that I made was, you know, giving Dinosaur to someone else. You know, if you're done with it, you know, and I can't speak for Chicken. I don't know if he's done with Dinosaur. You know, I'm not in the Discord, right? So all of this could just be useless crap that I'm saying. And if I cause more drama, you know, so I'm sorry. Right? Another point, you know, is, you know, DA, its state, you know, how it's, you know, it's not doing bad, right? I'm not gonna crap on this game, you know. I see at least 100 players, right? That, like, during a good time, probably around 100, right? And you can get more than 100, right? DA, it has an immense amount of potential, right? But I don't want it to kill DS, right? And another point, you know, a recode, maybe, you know, right? A data wipe, you know, right? A DS2, you know, recode, data wipe, and you know, I'm kind of sad that Chicken was up for the recode and everything, and everyone was like, no, I don't want to lose my data, so Chicken didn't do it, and now I'm kind of like regretting saying no to it at this point. Right, and I understand, you know, players who have lots in DS are like, well, you know, I'm going to lose the small amount of things that I have, right? But think about this, right? DS, right? Recode, right? DS2. Start off, you started dinos, whatever, right? But the events that happened in DS progress again, right? Like, it's shorter, probably a little bit shorter times between each event that comes out, right? But everything slowly but surely comes out with all the updated models and stuff, right? And, you know, slowly but surely add all the skins back in, you know, instead of having all of them in, right? Have a, you know, X amount of time, you know, until the hybrids go limited, and have, you know, Black Friday every so often, right? You know, just, you know, same game, bigger, you know, player base, you know, recode, so, you know, functioning better, right? Playing better, right? Hopefully easier updates, right? Because that's really what I think is the problem with DS, is the updates are, you know, difficult for Chicken to pump out, right? He doesn't want to have updates because the game is difficult to update, right? It becomes a struggle, right? You know, you gotta fight with the code, you gotta fight with all the glitches, you know, You know, people constantly complain about things. You know. So yeah, that's another idea. And in conclusion, you know, really the only reason to return to DS at this point is just straight up nostalgia. I can't explain to you how many amazing memories I have on this game that will probably stay with me for the rest of my life. You know, sounds kind of cliche, but like, I gotta be honest, like, I would not be the same person I am today without this game, right? And you're probably thinking a game like this can't make an immense impact on someone, but you know, I put so many countless hours into this, right? And you know, the Dinosaur Incorporated gang, if I never played Dinosaur Simulator, I would have never met any of them, right? The reason why we all know each other is because I met Mel on Dinosim, right? You know, Godzilla played Ancient Earth, but also played Dinosim. You know, we met Sleepy on Dinosim, right? You know, Evanicus versus Mammoth, that was about 2 weeks after I had met Sleepy, right? Like, and, you know, our gang has been inseparable ever since, right? Like, this game is very important to me, right? So I don't want it to die, right? Which, you know, maybe, you know, this is just a game for you guys having fun, but it's a whole different level for me, right? I know probably a lot of the other YouTubers just want it for, you know, the content and the views, but I, like, genuinely, like, this is my favorite game of all time, right? Screw Warframe, screw Destiny, screw Halo, right? Screw all those games, right? This is the game I like, right? And I just don't want to see it die. And I don't really get a choice in that. All I can do is ask for, you know, the community's help to get the developers' attention that, you know, people are still here supporting. We still want this game, right? As much of an annoying, childish community we have here, right? We still are a community, and we still, you know, want the attention, right? But, you know, I can't ask for a miracle. All I can ask is for, you know, Chicken to hear this, you know, any of the developers to hear this, right? I just want this game to go somewhere. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.